Okay, I'm hoping this works out. So I don't know how this is going to work, if it works at all. I've got to make sure everything's running smoothly. If it does, great. It means I know in the future it won't be a problem. So I've got that running. Looks like the shorts are working. Fantastic. What about the main account? Oh my god, I am so much of a genius. I got it working perfectly first time. I'll just give it a few minutes, guys, and I'll explain what we're doing. So I'm going to be give me a minute. Once I know it's working on YouTube, I'll talk about it. No point talking about it now when I'm not too sure yet. It's not showing me anything on YouTube, so I've got to wait for the pictures. While I'm doing that, I'm going to send a message to my mate. So I send her a message generally every morning. Like I generally do that with There we go, guys. Sorry about that. I'm just sending my friend a message. I'll send her one every morning. Because I'm pretty sure she, if I did, I don't think anyone will really message her that much. What's going on here? All right, working. Perfect. Why does it do this? Every time I do the first one, it always comes back as it's not working. It just says error message. Why is it two of them? This makes no sense. What's going on? That makes no sense. There's a bug. I think there's a bug in the system, guys. I expected something to go wrong, but I didn't expect this to be a thing. Let me check what's going on. Let me go into my live content. If there's two of them, I'm going to be... Where's the two? Okay. This makes no sense. Which one's which? Which one? Oh, right, I know which one's which because I made it a different name. How come this one's not doing its job? I mean, I could just turn the short one off for the time being and then work out why it's doing it. But yeah, it's not doing it properly. One of them's working perfectly, the other one's not working at all. Oh, there it is. Working perfectly, guys. Good morning. I got it working. I don't know why it came up to me as it not working, but it looks like it's working. Yep. So good morning, guys. So this is a bit of a different type of thing. So for this channel that I'm streaming on, because this is one of my few channels I do have. I don't have heaps or anything like that. The plan is with these ones, this one's kind of a mixed bag. So it does actually two type of things. So one of them's going to be me talking about things that what's going on in Australia. So from some other creators I know of, like this guy, and a few others like CJ and I think G Spot and a few others. So we'll go through them. What I want to do is I want to watch the last few videos. Now I'm not going to watch them all, normal speed. Obviously, I won't be watching it slowly. I don't like watching slow videos. I've got to watch them a little bit of speed. So yeah, guys, welcome back. I'm hoping it will work out for us today. So the plan is I'll probably do these type of streams once, maybe twice a week, plus the videos that I tap from the streams themselves. Because if I did it the way I was originally going to do with the channel, there'll be no videos. There'll be absolutely zero videos. Because the other ones kind of require purchases. More into the not nerdy, super nerdy stuff, but other stuff. And this is something I actually want to do because this is something I enjoy doing. I enjoyed doing it on one of my other channels, but the other channel was just not, enough. I think it's a good idea to do this on this channel because this channel's doing okay. So what we're going to do, I'm going to watch the first video, which is the very one done a day ago. So this one I've seen, I actually have uploaded onto this channel, so I won't record this one. But the others, There's a few others I want to talk about, so I'm probably going to watch that one and that one. I think all the others, I mean, it does matter, but these are the three. These are the ones I'm more concerned about. So let's watch the first one and get started.
This is exactly what we didn't need. What I'm about
Get
to
my
tell
earphones,
you
guys.
is going to blow your mind. After the week that Australia has had, this for all of us has to be the final straw, where we stand up and say this is enough. We have lost all faith in the judicial system. We have lost all faith in this government. What is going on in this?
Yeah, so I do agree with him when we're talking about this. I already watched this, as I said, so I know a bit about it. And he's completely right. There's so much crap going on. The government is so basically got their head in the sand. But this is a this is a Melbourne one, and Melbourne's considered the workers' city in Australia. So what do you expect?
Country has pissed everyone fucking off. If you're not from this country, you're about to find out why Australian citizens have had enough. What am I talking about? Well, this.
A drug addict accused of a shock random stabbing in Melbourne CBD has been granted bail.
All right, if you have no idea who this person is, I've done a video on them before. They literally walked up to a random person in the streets in Australia's capital of woke people, Melbourne, and
They told ya.
stabbed her, shanked her like she was in the shower.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, it's exactly what he said. He just walks up to someone and just knifes her. No reason whatsoever. And now you're going to hear the crazy part.
Hours in prison.
It was an attack that sent shockwaves through Melbourne and beyond, but now this accused stabber is one step closer to being back out on our streets.
I have never seen anything like this in our country, well, until the other day. And
Apparently.
I imagine if you're watching this possibly in the future, you don't know what I'm referring to, or you've had your head under a rock. Some insane Muslim extremists stormed the beaches of Bondi in Australia and took 15 innocent lives.
Yeah, that's something we're going to watch too, guys.
87-year-old
But guys, if you're
Holocaust
enjoying this,
survivor
hit
and
the
targeted
subscribe
Jewish
button. I
vet.
really
Now,
appreciate
the
it.
Australian government has been weak for years and years on this shit, but this is just a whole nother level of insane.
And I'll talk about the
This,
other
what
channels
we're
after
talking
this
about here,
video,
a drug
what's going on,
addict
and
who
what I want
stabbed
to
a
do.
random woman on the street is being considered for
Only
has
take
been
a
given
minute.
fucking bail.
How
I
is she
don't know
getting
what this is,
bail?
has
I
been
mean,
given
she
bail.
shouldn't be getting bail.
Has been granted bail. Let's find out some more
This is
because this is
government,
fucking
what do you
already
expect,
doing
I
my head
guess?
in.
A judge today granting Lauren Derul bail into a hospital stay.
And this is the most insane thing. This is today, this week, after what we've seen. If people refuse to act, this person is possibly going to get back on the streets. Now, I will say that this person is getting
Hope
mental
not,
health care
I
and all this
mean,
type of shit. But nonetheless,
I don't like this
fucking,
idea
are
at
you
all.
kidding me?
The court heard the 33-year-old, who now identifies using he, him pronouns.
I fucking bet he, him does.
Yeah,
Why
I was gonna
look at the
say.
photo of this fucking person. Oh,
I know,
I
that
don't even
just
know what to
scares
say
me.
about
Just
this
looking
shit
at it.
because it's so insane. It's so ridiculous to consider.
I
that this
mean,
person
I
would
don't
have
give a
any
shit
chance
if you've
of
got a
bail,
mental
any chance of
disabled,
not
you're
being locked up in a
mentally,
fucking
you know,
tank,
got a problem.
Why are we even
You don't
talking
go
about
around
this?
stabbing
In a
people.
week that should
I
be
mean,
all about grieving, we're talking about this fucking idiot. She stabbed one person. What's going to stop her stabbing another 10, 15 or 20? Like
20.
we saw with the Bondi stabbings that happened a year and a half ago. These are exactly the type of people that should not be on the streets in Australia or anywhere.
Derul is currently being given
I
high
mean,
dose
yeah,
antipsychotics
freaks me
as a
out.
voluntary patient at secure facility Thomas Embling. The
I just
prosecution
want to punch her in the
detailed
mouth. I
the
mean,
THC,
I'm not a
ice,
person who's violent, by the way. I
mushrooms,
don't
oxycontin,
fight
and
unless
Xanax.
I'm pushed into it.
On the street.
A caseworker
But she's
described
one of the
Derul's
exceptions.
declining mental state
And
and
I don't
the
like,
alleged
I'll never
attack.
hit a woman. I've
Don't
only hit
care.
one in
Lauren
my
was
whole
talking about
life,
things
and I'm
that weren't
40 years
true
old.
about being the king more
Luckily,
frequently
that
than
one
you
was
usually
more
would.
a,
Talking about being the king more frequently than she usually.
yeah, it was,
That
I think,
sentence is
it was
fucking
like when I was
retarded, is what it is.
18 or
Derul has a criminal
16,
history dating back
17 or
nearly
some
a
shit,
decade
so
and
it was a long
previously
time
had
ago.
16 warrants out for his arrest.
Well, let's give
But
him
this
bail.
woman's one of
16
those
warrants
people
out
I
for
make
his
the
arrest.
exception
Why are you
for.
respecting someone's pronouns who stabbed a person?
He was also on bail at the time of the alleged stabbing on Little Bourke Street. The
Goodness
prosecutor had pleaded
gracious.
with the judge not to grant bail. Mr. Derul will not be released into the community.
She won't be released yet. That's the important part.
Yeah, I was
Right
gonna
now,
say
not
yet.
this, right? Not walking around the streets of Melbourne, possibly shanking people again. But this is what can happen.
And more than likely, I reckon
How
that's what
much
she'll do.
closer
That's what she'll
is
do,
this
guys.
person
I'm
to
sure.
getting bail now that they're not being locked up. Very fucking close. That's how close they are. Then that is extremely dangerous. Extremely dangerous to anyone on the streets of Melbourne. She has a history of mental health problems, a history of drug abuse, a history of violence, a history of not turning
History
up for fucking
issues,
court appearances
basically.
and all that type of shit. So why would you trust that person on the streets of Melbourne? Why? After you have seen,
I've got
what
no
can happen
idea.
when the government, when
I don't
the
know,
judicial
guys.
system,
Why
when
would
the
you trust
police
her? I
do not
mean,
act
the government
appropriately,
should not be
right?
letting her
With the
out.
Bondi shooter, the dude who was on ASIO's watch list, ASIO being the Secret Service here in Australia, or the fucking some CIA sort of thing. After what you have seen can happen. Why would you
Yeah,
release
basically
someone
the
this week?
FBI
That's
in
crazy.
Australia.
This has got something to do with it. Aboriginal alleged Melbourne stabber bailed to hospital because she's transgender. Okay. I'd also like
I don't
to
give a
point out that
shit.
I've got a funny feeling that this story has a lot to do with the fact that this person is now transgender. An Aboriginal woman allegedly stabbed an Asian sushi chef. An Asian sushi, Jesus, that's a difficult thing to say, in Melbourne CBD has been bailed to hospital for mental health treatment after convincing a judge she was transgender.
I don't care.
Lauren Duval,
I don't
33,
care.
received bail last month
You
after
don't
allegedly
stab
stabbing
people,
one
regardless.
Lay, 36, in a random 7:30 a.m. attack. She's now being transferred to that hospital.
I mean, guys, I'm not a person who gives a shit if you you're
for a week.
like
Her
into that,
medication
gay
resistant
or
schizophrenia.
lesbian or
Wow.
whatever
She's
the
gonna
case may
spend 18
be.
weeks there under
I don't
assessment.
care.
What's going to happen after that? Is she going to go back to jail? Or she's just going to go free?
It makes no difference to me. It's not a big thing for me. It's when you're acting like a piece of shit that it becomes a problem.
Very scared to cover this shit. This is crazy. Listen to this. A court has previously heard that Dural was allegedly involved in 5 separate crimes in 3 months leading up to the alleged attack, including allegedly spitting in the face of a 10-year-old boy who was walking with his family near an aquarium.
Seriously?
This week has just been crazy. We've seen the Australian Prime Minister go out and not talk about violent, particular religions committing atrocities, blaming for some reason.
We
Actually,
know
a lot of
exactly
people
what
come
he's
to do
talking
this,
about.
shift
We
the
know
blame
what
to
we're talking
far
about here.
right
I'm not going to say it,
those
but yeah.
nutbag Nazi dudes. They didn't do it. They're idiots. They're fuckwits, but they didn't do anything here. We've seen this type of shit. We've seen this.
Yeah, I
throughout
noticed
the
it's
entire
the
year
far
in Melbourne,
left
getting
that
off
tend to
scot-free
do
when it
this
comes
kind
to
of
crimes,
shit.
particularly
And this
violent
is a
crimes,
weird
particularly
thing.
knives, particularly if they're
I
youthful.
always thought the right would
What are
be
you
the
guys
one
gonna do
doing
as
this
they
kind of
get
stuff,
older, as
but
they
no,
become
it's the
adults, they get
left.
further into the criminal world, and maybe they have access to other types of weapons. Remember, the dude who shot up Bondi with his dad, fucking psycho. He was 24 years old. And a lot of the crimes that I've spoken about throughout 2025, the people who have been the perpetrators have been 16, 17 years old. That's not too far from 24 fucking years old. Dural, or whatever stupid fucking name is, she has been involved in crime her entire life. She has medication-resistant schizophrenia. She should be locked the fuck up.
Yeah,
I'm
she
sorry,
needs
okay?
to be put
I
away.
have a family, right? And I don't think that if you have fucking medication-resistant schizophrenia and you have 16 fucking warrants out for your arrest and 13 fucking rewards, and it's like a Wild West sort of situation where someone needs to lock up old William Bonney, right? Old William Bonney shanking poor Asian ladies in the middle of the street in Melbourne. Like, if that's the situation, you should be locked up. I don't give a fuck about the judicial process. Somebody put her in a cage now. And this is all in the exact same 24 hours that a man in the United Kingdom was jailed for anti-immigration posts that were viewed 33 times.
Mind you, you'll never do this in China or North Korea or even Russia or those type of countries. You'll never do this kind of stuff because they will execute you. That's why I'm a bit of a favour into the death penalty for extreme cases. Not for normal crime, obviously, but more extreme because... Now, I don't think she deserves that, but...
Australia's turning into the UK. The UK's turning into fucking some shithole. I don't even want to go there. I love the United Kingdom.
Yeah, but hearing a lot of things that UK has become bad. Maybe look into it later.
That place is so fucking backwards now. Like, it makes me sick. And particularly for someone in my position who makes, you know, comedy videos, commentary videos, someone who does...
Yeah, some people may not be a big fan of this guy, but I kind of like his views. He's not the only one I'll be watching today, so...
And then you come to Australia and you can just walk up and shank someone and you'll be sweet. Like, that is such a juxtaposition of... Great work, Isaac. Fucking bravo, big fella. It's just absolute madness.
Yeah.
This whole week has just been ridiculous. In positive news, my special is out for free on YouTube on Monday, the 22nd of December, so make sure you go and check it out. It will be live, well, not live, but it was filmed live and free all across the world on Monday, the 22nd of December.
He's already done.
On YouTube, on this channel, and I appreciate all
Yep,
of you.
he's done already, guys. That was a quick one. Was 10 minutes, so I do have it on speed up too, so let's go back. Now, the other ones I'm going to start recording, because I've already done that one. I'm going to record these one after the other. That's one video. But this one I did watch, but I didn't watch it completely. I got this terrible tendency. I'll click on the video and then wander away, do some cleaning or do something. I do gotta do cleaning, by the way, guys. My room is a disaster zone. It's a nuke. It's mostly just bags and things like that. It'll take like 5 minutes to do, but anyway, let's continue. Let's get back and start doing the recording bit. All right.
What has happened to this country? This is disgraceful. I'm sick of making videos that make Australia look bad, but guess what, mate? You're doing it to yourself. Somebody needs to put their hand up, run this country, and turn it around, because we are turning into an absolute shithole, and no one's doing anything about it. What am I talking about, ladies and gentlemen?
I do agree. I mean, I can't disagree with him there.
But this video is about an absolute fucking dickhead who, at the time of recording,
there's a lot of them out there, so I don't know what he's talking about.
Legally, a high-profile Melbourne man found guilty of rape.
Oh, this dude, yeah.
On Friday, he returned to guilty verdicts after less than 2 days of deliberation. Wow. Opening the case, the Crown prosecutor Jeremy McWilliams told jurors the rapes were carried out, quote, not through threats, not through force, but rather through deception, end quote, with the accused impersonating his friend to trick the woman. Well, sorry, mate. I don't give a fuck
weird.
if it
That's
wasn't
weird.
through deception. I don't care if it wasn't through force. That is despicable shit. You can't... So, I haven't read on, but what? Is it in a dark room and he's pretending to be someone else? Well, okay, let's be fucking honest about what happens here. Whilst having sex with someone who hasn't consented to having sex with that person, that is a disgrace. That is horrific. And obviously, even this dude, I'm sure he regrets it. I'm sure he knows he did the wrong thing. But my problem with this isn't so much the actual event, isn't so much the horrific crime. It's the fact that we can't name him because he's fucking high profile.
Yeah, that's weird that he doesn't actually have it.
He's not fucking high profile at all. Even though that shouldn't matter. I've never heard of the
It's
Ladies
just an
and gentlemen,
AFL
interrupt this
player,
video with
guys.
Something important. We have a sponsor for this video who I really do
50
like.
views
This
already?
is a decent Australian-owned family business, and I think you should listen to what they have to say. This video is brought to you by Prep Pro, an Aussie mum and dad-owned business who specialise in helping families stay prepared, feel confident, and have a plan when life goes sideways. They focus on preparedness and emergency gear, outdoor and adventure products, and this isn't fear-mongering. They don't want to be freaking people out. This is about just being ready, just in case. I tell you what, after what we've seen over the last, I don't know, the better part of a decade, I think being
I
prepared
do kind of
if
understand
the
where he's
shit
come
hits the
from.
fan is a very good idea. I recently picked up my
So yeah,
Prep Pro package, and I tell you what, it's filled to the brim with everything
look
you
at
could
that
ever
stuff.
need
I
if
mean,
life turns
I don't really
upside
have
down.
a
From
good area to do
water
this kind of
filters
stuff in,
to
so
from survival kits to gloves, backpacks, flint, the whole shebang. These guys.
I've got
have
that bag,
it all.
or
And I tell
a
you
bag
what,
set
if you're
very
a
similar to
veteran,
it.
If you're served, if you're currently in the ADF, if you're in the police, if you're a firefighter, if you're a nurse, if you're in the AMBOs, the SES, you also get a lifetime discount. Of
All right, that's
15%.
good. You get a
massive.
discount.
And ladies and gentlemen, here's a massive giveaway from these absolute legends. Head over to Prep Pro right now.
That does not look like it fits your head.
Actually fit it. And use the code PREPMAS at PrepPro.com.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit
right
too
now.
small.
Head over and follow them on Instagram right now and comment down below prep. And I tell you what, I'm going to be choosing someone to win a $1,500 giveaway.
That's
why,
fine, go.
ladies
I'm
and
bored
gents,
as hell.
Be prepared for you and your family, and that's why I'm excited about all the gear that I now have. Is if it probably won't, but if it does, if everything goes to shit, we're ready to rumble, ladies and gentlemen. And my family has a chance at surviving. So that's what this is all.
I don't think that's going to happen, guys. I don't think things are going to go to shit. Not like that, in a way. Not the doomsday type of thing, but unless we make the doomsday thing, it could be a possibility, I guess, with what things are going on in this country and the world. So Australia's not the only country having these issues. I know the UK are having it, Europe, America. A lot of the Western countries tend to be having this issue because we have a lot of freedoms, and I think we have too much of it.
About. So,
Now,
their page,
obviously not saying I want to be a dictatorship or socialism and all that kind of stuff. I think that's way too restrictive. But there needs to be a little bit of you gotta lose a little bit of freedom for security.
use the code PREPMAS if you want to save 10%. And thank you
Couldn't
very much
agree.
for sponsoring this video. So let's go through what actually happened. This happened, of course, in Australia's wokest land, Melbourne. So this crime, apparently...
Another Melbourne one, guys.
January
Congratulations. 2 videos in a
the
row.
man's friend, so this is the man who shall not be named, Voldemort, his friend left the house in an Uber after consensual sex with his girlfriend. So the man's friend had sex with his missus, and then he left the house. So prosecutors say that he then entered the victim's darkened bedroom, falsely claiming that her boyfriend's ride had been cancelled, his Uber ride, and climbed into bed with her.
Yeah,
Digitally
right.
penetrating her against her will. Okay, so I was wrong. It wasn't full-blown sex, but it was digital penetration, so he fingered her, I guess. Which, awful, terrible.
Yeah, it's still
Not
a bad
good
thing.
Doesn't make it any better, but not sex. So I was wrong when I said that earlier. Okay, forgive me. His friend never returned, and a few days later, the accused forged an Uber receipt to make it seem like the friend had stayed much longer in the house. The case came trial in late
So they're trying to make it
2025
up.
after a 10-day hearing. The jury retired around midday on the 3rd
Man,
of December.
I'll reckon
returned a
dump
guilty
him in
verdict
a
2 days
heartbeat
later
and
to
get
both
rid of
rape
them two
charges.
pieces of
Both
crap.
rape charges. Okay, so here it says the man entered the darkened bedroom himself, climbed into bed and impersonated Mr. B before digitally raping the woman twice. So he slid in behind her apparently, and jurors found that when he did this, he digitally penetrated her twice, causing the woman to say, "Wait, stop," and pull away. Prosecutors said then she became very concerned that it was the accused in the bed with her and asked, "Are you Mr. B?" her boyfriend, I guess. And he said, "Yeah, it's me. Why wouldn't it be?" Victim then said she identified the accused as he left the room because light was coming in from the hallway.
Ah, so
And then
she
he
saw
came
him
back
as
later,
he left.
acting like he was
Okay.
saying, "Are you okay? What happened?" Fucking what a grubby. All right, ladies and gentlemen, breaking
Goodness
news.
gracious, that's
in this
bad.
video, very, very important. There's been a massive change to the story, and the change is this. The ban has been lifted. We can now name this guy. I recorded this video last week, okay, ladies and gents, and since then, I've had gastro, I had the man flu, and I had 2 of my wisdom teeth pulled out of my head, okay? So I'm sorry for not getting this to you earlier. I can taste blood still. So he's been named, and
Yeah.
I'll say his name, and we'll
Trust
get
me,
into
I know
that.
how
I
that
also want
feels.
to really put this across. The reason I still made this video is his name was held in privacy for so long. Even after he was found guilty of doing this horrible thing, people still were not allowed to know his name, and that is absolutely outrageous. When this ran on the news, this is the biggest story of the day.
Yeah, I
no
don't
one
know
could say his
why.
fucking name. That is still crazy.
He's not a
The question
big.
is, would
I
it have
mean,
been released
he is,
ever
but he
if it wasn't
isn't.
for a massive
In the
amount of
AFL
public outrage?
department,
Who
yeah, he
knows?
is,
Your
but
Tom
everywhere else, no.
Silvagini, terrible last name, son of an AFL great, identified as the rapist whose name was suppressed, and this is this little fucking prick.
Yeah,
right
definitely
now.
a
So
prick
apparently his
in
brother
that
plays
department.
AFL, his father played
He never
AFL,
do this
his
shit,
brother
guys.
plays
Come
AFL.
on,
Who gives a shit?
seriously.
He denied that he did the horrible acts, but he has been found guilty of the acts that took place on the 14th of January 2024, and so he was ordered to stand trial in February of 2025 following a committal hearing, and his defense once again applied for the suppression to continue. It doesn't give much information as to why, but I imagine it's just the public outrage, and people are going, hang on a second, we can't be doing this. Even governments, they can't be going, oh, we need to protect women and do all this shit when you've got someone who has been found guilty of committing one of the most horrendous crimes imaginable and just fucking remains anonymous. Are you fucking kidding me? Anyway, that's the end of the breaking news. Back to the video. She replied, "You were just in here. I know it was
All
you.
right,
You're the
let's
only
keep
one
going.
in the house." At 2:15, she
By the way,
messaged
guys,
me
thanks for the
asking
guys
here
who are
that the
coming
property
in
was
here.
supposed to
I
be
see a
home.
few
But then
people
when
on
the
the
damage
shorts. I
controls
appreciate
eventually
yous.
altered this,
I didn't think there'd be
this
anyone on
Snapchat,
here. I did
and then
Minecraft
he
last
went on his
night and I had
social
like
media
0
career,
people.
asked
Well,
her
no,
about
2
her
people.
boyfriend
It might be
saying
3 in
this is a
total.
quote in a text,
This
just saying,
one's
"Hey,
doing
the
much better
room
than
will
that
be
one.
cancelled. I don't know what's going on. I just want to make sure she doesn't fuck us
But
up."
yeah,
End
I
quote.
do
And
a
so
few
apparently
channels,
this is
guys.
the
I'll talk
way
about
that
it
things are
after
done
this
for high-profile
one. I was
case when
supposed to
there's
talk about the
rape
last one, but I
involved.
forgot.
Apparently, if someone's high profile enough, then you can actually ask for the suppression order through the court, and they say, "Yeah, sure, no one's allowed to name you or talk about your family or who you are or where you're from." Mate,
Damn,
that's
I'm
fucking
thirsty,
insane.
guys.
Why in the world are we looking after this person? Huh? Why?
I don't know. You
Why the
gotta
fuck
you
would
gotta
give a
answer that
shit
for
what
me
happens
because
to
I
this-
got
why
no
would you care?
idea.
What happens to him doesn't fucking matter. This is what's happening in
Yep.
Australia, and yet at the very same time, in the UK right now, a former Premier League player just got sentenced to 6 months in prison, a suspended sentence, for offensive ththings he said on X.
Oh, God. How can you
be
be locked up for saying something online? I mean, seriously.
On count 6, 8, 9, and 10, custodial terms of
It's a
4
waste of their
months. All
time.
such
I
terms
mean,
run
the
concurrently,
courts have got
and
better
one
things to worry about
suspended
than
for a period
some
of 18 months.
random
racially
saying something on
motivated offensive. I
X.
listened to Count
I say
Danger's
shit on
video
X
for
all the
less than 2
time.
minutes.
I love X
He
because you
went
can
through
do
everything
it.
this dude said. This is Joey Barden. He didn't say anything racial. I don't know what the person looks like.
I
who
say
they
anything
know,
on
I don't know
like
where they're from
Facebook
or their
and
family or their
damn,
ancestors
I
or
get locked out.
He didn't say anything racial, and this is the judge handing down the sentence. Yeah, so it's suspended for 18 months, but if he fucks up, does anything, traffic, like speeds too much, or doesn't pay some fucking whatever's, go to jail for 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, whatever it happens to be, over X post. Something around 13, I think it was, 13 people a day are questioned through this law in the UK over.
That's the dumbest law in the world. I've never heard of it.
However you put it. And might I point out that his name's everywhere, and he's now, according to the papers, racially this and that and the other, so he must be a racist, right? Well, what about the fucking rapist in Australia that doesn't have his name everywhere? Can you see how this is so fucking infuriating? Why do we continually protect the people
Hey, it's the
who
government. What do we
deserve zero
expect? I mean, they're
protection, and yet
useless.
the ones that need protecting are just out there fending for themselves. This happened last week. I put a video up about this. There was an immigrant.
Oh yeah, I remember this
The
piece
Noticer
of
put it
shit.
up, their publication put it up, and they sent me all the
I mean,
receipts
if
right?
I knew
They sent me all
about
the
someone like
information
that
they
and
used
I
right
saw
there.
him,
So props to them.
I'm
This
going
guy
to punch him
did a
out.
horrible,
I
horrible
don't
thing,
care. The
found
law is
guilty,
too
and
weak in
wasn't-
Australia.
Wasn't fucking deported. Once again,
Like I said, I'm not
why are we
usually
looking after
violent,
the worst people
but
in our society,
frustrating.
and just ignoring the other people, just ignoring the people that need assistance. Just we don't give a fuck. We're so backwards in this fucking country.
Yeah, I'm so frustrated with what Australia is now. And it's not just Australia. Obviously, I've said the UK and other Western countries, but it's getting to a point where you're just getting to a point where you're going to start. People are going to start ignoring the law and doing their own thing, and that's going to cause a lot more problems. And I'm starting to get into that situation too. I don't pay much attention to it. I do what I think is correct. Sometimes the law might not agree with me, but the law can go and get stuff. As far as I'm concerned, it's just don't worry. I'm not going to go around beating people up or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. But there's certain things in the law that just annoy me, and I think there's just too much. They're always focusing on the wrong thing. I think the government needs to wake up to themselves and start working out what they need to do and what they should be doing, not doing the opposite like they're doing with the Bondi guns. So when they had that, the big shooting down there last Sunday, I think it was, the government comes out and says, "Oh, we've got to put more gun control on." Like seriously, gun control won't help. It probably won't have any effect on it whatsoever. The thing you need to do is deal with the immigration problems. That's what you need to do. You need to cut down, not remove it. Of course, I think we should always allow people to come to the country, as long as they're being checked out thoroughly and nice and deep. Make sure they're not pieces of shit that cause problems. Now, I'll probably end up watching that video in here anyway. So
The politicians.
Sorry,
do
I
this
got
shit. They don't
distracted.
try and help anyone. Like I don't doubt that they go into politics with all the, well, not all of them. I know some fucking young Liberals and young Labor people that are the most painful of all time, and they're there to serve their own purpose and nobody else's. But point being, when is it going to be about us, the regular people of society, the ones that have to pay all these fucking taxes? When's it going to be about us? It just seems to me that everything the government does at the moment seems to be favouring people who it shouldn't be favouring.
Oh,
There's
definitely.
no investigations into the government and who makes the decisions there and who is allowed to do. Like, if you looked at the government budgets, there was one room that was made. I think it was a Labor Party room for something fucking ridiculous. It was costing, like, to build it, some, like, millions of dollars. And people are like, hang on a sec, why is this costing so much? Then there was the E-Safety Commissioner. Now, I will read this from a news article so she doesn't fucking lock me up, allegedly. She wouldn't do that. That's a joke. The E-Safety Commissioner in Australia, right? Julia Imam Grant. This has nothing to do with
funny.
anything else in this video. Obviously, E-Safety Commissioner. This is about government spending. $3 million on travel since 2017. $3 million. You know, here's something
A
crazy.
lot of money,
I'm
actually.
a traveling comedian. I travel for my job.
I know you
I
do.
haven't spent
I've
anywhere
seen
near
some of
$20
your
fucking dollars on anything.
where you
alright?
go and all
I
that. I
travel
don't
all
watch
the
his
time.
stuff,
I'm
but
still
I do
flying.
know
Who are you
enough.
flying with, babe? Jesus. And why are you flying? You're the Internet Safety Commissioner. You could do your job from fucking here. Oh, and a fucking annual salary's
Yeah, I think she
$450,000
just likes
a
to
year.
go out for the
Hoo-hoo.
sake of it.
Jeez, it pisses me off. All this shit just pisses me off. In Australia, we need a Doge. We need like a department of somebody looking into something. Just somebody do something, please. We all just make sure.
Well, we
all
want to
understand
hire
when we're talking
Elon
about the new
Musk.
Safety Commissioner. I'm only talking about expenses that they've made, not about anything else in this video. Please, for Christ's sake, I'm not Julia. Not talking about anything else. Just expenses, all right? Oh, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen,
there's
I
a
don't know
lot
what else
of
to
you
say.
can
I'm
talk
sorry
about
to
with
young
her,
people who are
but
coming through
we'll
in this
leave
country
that
have
for
to deal
another
with this
day.
shit. But we need change, and I don't know where that change is coming from. And I do not see anyone in the political environment in Australia at all that comes anywhere close to the change that we need. We need a strong leader with.
We need
good,
someone who
decent
doesn't
Australian
get
values.
swayed by
I want someone
money.
who
That's
loves
what you
every person
need.
born here, and that's it. That's what we need. Ladies and gentlemen, be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East. Be
Alright.
extensive to the war.
Now, I did say before, guys, I will explain what's going on with the channels. So, this is one of my channels. This is so this channel I'll be doing this type of stuff on. So it'll be like some sort of like news drama type of thing. But I'll also be doing other things that people may or may not be interested in. If you're not interested in that stuff, you don't have to watch it. So it's not like I'm gonna throw it down your throat. But there are things when I do like game collecting, deal consoles, things like that. Also trading card games, unboxings and that kind of stuff. And I'll probably do streams there and there for them. This stream here, I don't know if I'll do it once or twice a week. I'm not too sure on the amount I'll do. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know exactly what we do here, so you guys can decide if you want to support or not. Now, when I say that, you don't need to do anything. You just watch or like or subscribe, whatever the case may be. I am not friggin' DSP or anything like that. If you don't know who DSP is, he's basically someone who's been on YouTube for a very long time, and he begs for his audience for money all the friggin' time. You'll probably barely hear me say anything about it. But yeah, so that's this channel. The other two channels, there's one that I do just Minecraft related stuff because I enjoy it. It's one of those games I always come back to, so I thought I'll make a channel on it. So that's everything to do with that game. Then I've got another one that's basically a single player game. And I got a review channel, which is basically me going through unboxing things like controllers, consoles, things like that. Reviews, that kind of stuff. Same with game reviews and that kind of thing. So that won't have any streams or anything in it too much. It might have like showcases, Xbox, PlayStation, and so on. I'll probably do that on that channel. But yeah. And then I've got my story, the main one, which is the Plays channel. That one is where I'll be on majority of the time. That's where I enjoy the most. I enjoy doing this though. I am actually enjoying this, so I just wanted to say it. I'll probably say it this one time so it doesn't become a repetitive bullshit. So let's move on to the next video. I've still got a few. I think it was like 2 more, or maybe 1 more. I don't know. I can't remember. Let me check. That's the one we just watched. Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, we'll probably leave it with that one. This will be the last one here. So this will be all his one. I still got other YouTubers I want to watch and some new stuff to watch as well. So I'm not just going to go looking at other YouTubers, obviously. I'm going to look at the normal news and stuff like that, see what's going on. And then we'll probably move on to something else, more internet drama type of stuff, like on Twitter, on X and stuff like that.
A 12-year-old girl, a rabbi who had a 2-month-old baby, and a Holocaust survivor are all now dead. Amongst
That's one way of saying it.
Taken on the beach in Australia, Bondi Beach, one of the most famous places in Australia. A packed beach. 2 gunmen opened fire in not the middle of the day, but in the middle of peak hour, if you will, on a warm Sunday afternoon in Australia. And
yeah, this was in Sydney, guys. One of our biggest cities in Australia.
People are so I'm sad. Obviously, I feel terrible for all the families. But I'm
so of course, everyone would be. Anyone with a heart would.
These guys who did this, and I'm going to get into this, and this video is going to be a little bit all over the shop. So I ask you to stick.
So this is about a week ago.
Throughout the entire thing. But these 2 grubs, these 2 awful, evil, vile people, they weren't from Australia, and they came here and decided to
force violence,
sheer violence and terror to the streets of Sydney. That is not.
It's usually Melbourne who does it.
You can't wrap your head around that. Coming into this country to leave that bullshit in your hellhole of a country, then don't fucking come.
Oh, exactly. Just stay wherever country you're from.
Different parts of the world that come to this country and they don't bring that shit. So don't be mad at me for saying don't fucking come. Okay? Be mad at these pieces of shit.
I agree with
making it harder for people from those countries to feel welcome in this country because
exactly. Because you get the weird, you get the crazy
You don't
troublemakers.
know what happened yesterday, the 14th of December, around 6:47 Sydney time. A mass shooting occurred at Bondi Beach in Australia. As I said, massive.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Tourist
That's a
attraction.
big
It's
thing.
always packed. It's about 2 hours from me, and so that for me it was
It's
like,
about 8
so
hours for
close
me,
to home.
guys,
It's a
because I live in
Hanukkah-
Melbourne,
the
so it's
Hanukkah-
about
Hanukkah-
an
I basically
8-hour
always call it
drive.
Hanukkah, but Hanukkah celebration called Chanaka by the sea.
And before you
organised
ask,
by
how
the
do I
Chanaka
know? I've
of Bondi,
driven to Sydney
drawing
before.
hundreds and hundreds of people. There were people sitting everywhere.
A long
It looked like
drive, but
market
it's
stall.
fun.
People were serving food, and they were sitting in seats and sitting around and seeing each other and friends and family and people. All
I
over
definitely
the
got to go to
Pacific
Sydney
region
again,
in that
guys.
particular
Maybe
area.
a video in it?
15
I don't
of
know.
those people
Who
are
knows?
dead. 16 people were killed. One of the gunmen was killed, and good. And I also saw someone stomp on his head after he was dead. A child is also amongst the injured. I believe that was a 12-year-old girl. Around 38 to 40
That's
people
sad.
injured, possibly more, including 2 police officers.
So, guys,
And
if you
it is
just came
important
in,
to
this is
explain
about the
to acknowledge
Bondi,
police officers who do an impossible job every single day. And I saw
I don't know,
2
violence, you want to call
three
it?
photos, I think, of young female police officers who usually would be walking around Bondi Beach if they're stationed there, because the police station is just around the corner, which I don't know why there wasn't more cops there at the time. Or quicker. I guess maybe not all police are at the station, you know. That
Yeah,
sort
they'll
of
be
thing.
on
Anyway,
patrols and doing
a lot
their
of
own
people really
thing.
hammering these young women who look like they've probably been on the beat for fucking 5 minutes. One lady had her hands up in the air, looking like she was surrendering. I don't know if that's accurate.
No, I
That
think
could
what
be
she was
anything.
probably
She
trying to
might have
do.
felt, Fuck knows. Another of
She's
a
probably
young
trying to
female officer
deteriorate
hiding
the
behind a car,
make the
which,
situation better,
you know,
not
you take
worse.
cover, obviously, in these situations.
Or maybe
and
she was
also, these
tricking
guys
them
aren't-
by someone else deals with
they're
them.
not familiar with this type of shit in Australia. This is our biggest mass event like this since Port Arthur in 1996, where Martin Bryant,
Second.
one shooter.
The
killed
first
the
one was,
5.
yeah,
And after that, everyone
the
had their guns
mass
taken.
back
Massive
then.
law reform was introduced, and you could only get a gun if you had passed all these checks and balances. And well, apparently this fucking cocksucker guy, he got a gun. The Sadiq Akram, he got a gun. The 50-year-old. And this is the craziest thing. This was this morning. So I've been waiting all day to make this video to be able to post it with all the relevant information.
Yeah.
Father and son, they are the terrorists who did this.
Yeah, I know. It was disgusting.
Father and son. Now, one of the things that I thought about last night when this happened, and the craziest thing about this is on X, on Twitter, you saw this updating before anyone else. And
Yeah, Twitter seems
was
to be the
on
best
Twitter,
place to get news.
and I
Let's
was
be
watching
honest.
people getting resuscitated or resuscitation attempts, CPR, bleeding out, dead on the ground, and then I put my son to bed, and then I went out, and my wife and I put on the TV, and they're reporting like those things just happened. It just goes to show that the internet and social media is it is the birthplace of news. If you want real time
Mostly
news
X,
action, that's where
guys.
you go to
X is where
social
you get the
media. But one of the things that
information.
went through my mind last night was, what type of mindset are these 2 monsters in?
That's why I'm
Father and
on
son.
there
Just
a
imagine your own
lot.
environment with your dad. Like, imagine what happens in your home. What type of horrific horrors are you announcing to each other every single day? What type of algorithm are you caught up in? What type of world do you exist in when you are in the mindset of going to the beach and taking, as many lives as you could, and watching that video of him reloading that single bolt action rifle or whatever it was, a hunting rifle? Like, man, he is just ripping through that magazine. That is crazy shit. That is-
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
He
It's a
looked
whole
military trained.
situation.
So apparently they were the dad's weapons. Sajid Akram and Naveed Akram, 50 and 24 years old. They also found explosives at the scene and an ISIS flag at the scene.
Okay,
Listen,
definitely
I hate
right.
Muslim
Get
people.
rid of the
There's a lot of
scumbags.
Muslim people in this country. There's a lot of
I hope
Muslim
the other
people in
guy,
this world.
well, I think the
vast,
other
vast
guy,
majority of
like
them
one of
are
them
not
died,
violent
but
people.
the other one's still
Muslim-
alive.
Muslim people,
At
when
least
you-
for
when you
now.
have people upset at
I
Islam,
mean, if it was me, if I was
you
the
should be mad
nurses,
at
I'll
people who are
put
upset. You should be mad
friggin'
at the
something
fucking
on their
retards
food
who
or
are
in
doing
their
these horrible
drinks.
crimes,
Make them
doing these
suffer.
horrible acts against humanity. That's who you should be mad at, and you should attack them. You should. Anyway, it's just fucked. It's just so fucked. And I need to be careful of what I say in this video. I know that the E-Safety Commissioner is ready to censor everyone to save us all. But what the fuck
True.
is going on in this country? What happened to Australia?
It fell
Happy
down the
country,
toilet.
safe
What? I
country.
mean, I'm not sure
What
what else
the
you want me to
fuck?
say.
The amount of division, the amount of hatred that seems to exist in this country, the amount of
Yeah, there's a lot of shit that's going on in Australia. This is why I'm doing these videos. Of course, there's a lot of other YouTubers I do see, and I haven't really communicated with them. And maybe I should actually go out and reach out to them and talk to them, at least on Discord or something. But yeah, we're getting to a point where this is becoming an issue. I mean, for me personally, guys, I'm a gamer. Everyone knows, everyone's probably get that idea from what I said about the video, my other channels. But I'm also I'm Australian. And I do care about what goes on in Australia and all that. I also want to do other things outside the game and stuff. Of course, focusing on one thing is kind of, just pointless. I think having a bit of a multi-skill type thing will definitely benefit me. And it will definitely benefit my channels. I mean, this channel's doing pretty well today, guys. I've only, this is the first stream on this channel. And I'm doing okay. I'm doing better than I did on Minecraft last night. And that went for an hour and a half. This is only for like 34 minutes, 35 minutes, and it's doing fantastic. So I'm very happy with that.
crime. And a lot of it is being perpetrated from people who happen to come from countries where these crimes are rampant. Okay?
Oh, yeah,
And I say this
definitely.
all in the most polite way possible. And if you're a brown person from anywhere in the Middle East, if you're a Muslim from anywhere in the Middle East, if you're a black person from anywhere in the Middle East, if you're a white person from anywhere in the Middle East, I am not talking shit about you. But I think that
There are
something needs
some
to be
obvious
done.
that are a
We
problem.
look at countries that are full of crime, that are full of horrible attacks, that are full of division based on religion.
I mean, I can't
usually,
believe how bad
and
the
say,
Middle East
"Guys,
has become. I
no
mean,
one's coming in. All we
back
need to go
in,
through
like,
every single person with a
ages
fine
ago,
tooth
like
comb.
hundreds
No
of
more
years
ISIS
ago,
guys
it was
coming
where
home,
like
you know,
what
chanting at the airport.
innovation
No more of
came
that
from
shit.
was the Middle East,
We
and
need
now
to
it's just
protect
a
the people that live
hell
here, and by that I
land.
mean every single person that lives here. that was
And now they're
born here.
spreading into
There's
the
so many
Western
different types of
countries and
people born
even
in this
some
country.
Eastern
All
countries.
different colours, all different ethnicities, religions. They need to be protected. It wasn't just Jews on the beach last night. It's Christians, Catholics, white people, brown people, Hindus, fucking everyone, mate. Every
Yeah.
single type of person.
There
goes
would have
to
been
that
a whole
beach.
group
They
of people.
interviewed- On the news last night, they interviewed like 6 or 7 different people. I think one of them was Australian. There was a French dude, there was a Canadian guy, an American guy. I think there was an Irish girl. There was a guy from Sudan, I think, as well. All different types of people, all being shot at by these violent extremists. The hatred for Jews in Australia is at an all-time high. You may remember that I got cancelled for a joke about the Holocaust back in 2018. Man, the shit that people... And
Yeah,
whatever
it's
fucking
basically what's
the shit
happening
that
with
people
the
say
what's
now,
going on in
I'm
the Middle
talking
East
about all the
between
lefties,
Israel and
all the woke people,
well,
all the people
Israel
that are
and
going out there
whoever
right now
they're
putting on
fighting.
Instagram stories, pray for Bondi.
I mean,
They
I'm
were the
not a
ones
big.
who
I'm keeping
chanting
out
in
of
the
that battle
streets and all
thing
this type of
because
shit.
I don't like the whole.
It's fucking hilarious, really.
I think
there
they're
has been a
American
dramatic drop
puppet.
in anti-Semitic hate in Australia. And I think if you hate the Jews because of what Israel is or has done with the Palestinian people, I think that is just such a waste of time. Are you going to blame a Jewish banker from New York for an atrocity that happens in a Gaza hospital?
Exactly. That's not.
Ridiculous. So why go
Yes.
and shoot a bunch of fucking Jewish people?
Yeah.
There's been an enormous amount of really anti-Jewish sentiments and attacks in this country already, particularly after October 7th in 2023, after what happened in Israel. To name a few, we're talking about...
Also, I've got to check something else out after this, guys. Something going on in Melbourne today, I think.
Heaps of graffiti, buildings being torched because they thought they were Jewish owned. You know, swastikas being drawn, more
Mate,
arson
it's-
attacks,
it's-
more
it's disgusting.
threats,
It's
marches,
disgusting.
attempted arson. A Jewish childcare centre is set alight and vandalised. 2 nurses, you remember this from the start of this year, were suspended and after proudly declaring on TikTok that they would murder Jewish patients.
Oh,
And it
God,
leads to
yeah, I
what
remember
happened
that one.
yesterday. And these men, these evil, vile grubs, they were Muslim extremists. And again, this is
They
not an
should be
attack on
sent out the
Muslims.
country
This is
on
an
that,
attack on
like-
extremist Muslims who follow their religious texts to the fucking nth degree. And unfortunately, if you're from a part of the world where extremism is constant and concurrent and happening all the time, if you want to come to this country, you need to go under a fine-tooth comb. We need to go through everything. And that may seem like
Which
it's
I
unfair.
hate
You know
to
what else
say
seems
that, but
unfair?
I do
Being
agree.
shot at the fucking beach on that topic. If you're already here and you're chanting about gassing the Jews or killing anyone, fuck off. Fuck off. You are not welcome in our country. I don't care if you were born here. Fuck off. Deport bad people. That's the fucking moral of this story. We need to get on top of this shit. If you're going to come to this country, you need to be a good person, a good family person, and be ready to assimilate into Australian culture. What's Australian culture, you may ask? Well, just being a fucking good human being.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
just call it that.
that's a good
How about we
start.
just do that? Why do we block Bonnie Blue, Kanye West, Candace Owens, all these people from coming, but we let these fucking mental, violent grubs into our country all the fucking time? Novak Djokovic, for fuck's sake, he was deported because of his
Oh yeah, I remember this.
vaccine status. But we'll let other people into this country. Not all
Yeah,
of
he's
them are
right. I
Muslims,
mean,
okay?
he's
The
completely
Christ
right.
Church guy, he was a white Australian. We need to be on top of
I
this
mean, at
fucking
that
guy.
time,
Also,
it was a big
don't
stick
let
out, but
more
also
laws,
because he
more
wasn't
power
really
go to
a
police. And I know
vaccine
that may
person.
sound a little bit
I'm
hypocritical,
not
but
even.
perhaps even an oxymoron. And I say this because Suzanne Lee, the opposition leader here in Australia, she came out today and said that we need more powers, we need more laws. And ladies and gentlemen, that is dangerous. That's what
Yeah,
the
I don't
Americans did
know we
after
need more
9/11.
laws.
That's what Australia did after Port Arthur. And if they do that after this, you may see a huge drop in personal freedoms. And that is a problem. People
Yes.
act, people in government act, and they may even do it in good intentions, but they act after tragedies, and then you're stuck with those laws forever. I want to give a
Yes.
good shout out to the hero of the day, this guy right here.
And yes, guys, he was actually Middle Eastern too, I believe.
He's now in hospital, recovering. Apparently, he's okay. There's a massive GoFundMe campaign happening at the moment. They're looking
Good
to
on
raise
him. I mean,
$300,000,
normally, like I said on Twitter,
for
guys, I'm not
him.
really
Had
into the
balls to
hero
go over and
thing,
try and stop someone
but I think he's
of
one of the
this father
exceptions.
from continuing to harvest people in the most evil way, brutally.
Yeah,
murder
well, that's
people.
one way of saying
So
it, I
it's
guess. I
like
mean, it's a bit brutal, but
people
it
are
is
saying that
true.
This guy's a Christian, this guy's a Muslim.
I mean, you can't
Doesn't
just go
matter.
around shooting
He's a man,
people,
He's an Australian. And if he's not
regardless
born
of
in
what they
Australia,
are
if
and
he's not
all
born in
that. We're
Australia,
not
then
at
that's exactly
war
what
with
I'm talking
anyone
about.
particularly,
These are
so
the type of people we want in this country that would risk their own lives to save strangers. Doesn't matter what his religion is. Doesn't matter where he's from. Doesn't matter how Arabic his name is. We want these
true.
people. These are the good Australians, or Australians in training, or Australians in the future, or whatever.
Yeah.
If you're white, brown, black, whatever you are, you're welcome in this country if you are a good human being.
Yeah, exactly.
And
If you're willing to put in, you
Oh,
know,
fuck.
to do the good work.
Matilda. She was shot and killed.
Man, I feel sorry for the kids.
This little 10-year-old.
I do get where he's going with that one. That is sad.
That's fucked. 2 police officers are in critical
I'm so
condition.
sick of it where
And I
we
know
are.
why the police officers were acting
One
the way
reason
they
I'm
did.
making
They
these
saw two of the
videos
police
because I want to
just
make a
spent the day
difference.
walking around Bondi Beach. One of the coppers was shot in the face. And I know that
I'm
police
so
officers
sick
are
of
there
it.
to serve and protect, but they're people. They have normal days up until the time they go to work. Yeah, crazy. Now, of course, with these type of events comes the far left lunatics who come out and say shit like this. This is Jane Caro.
Here we
She says,
go.
"Mr.
This is
Guns,
where we're going.
horrified that this awful hate-filled racist violence has returned to Australia after 3 decades. Tighten restrictions now." You are fucking off your head if you think it's the guns.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. I wish that I could have a weapon, like a concealed carry or something. That's what I love about America is you can have a gun. You can defend.
I don't know. I'm not a
If
big
shit
fan of
happens, you can do
Americans and
something.
their guns personally,
Because all of these
but
poor people-
saying that,
No one, like, and don't get me wrong, I understand that if everyone's got guns and these events could happen more, I understand that. But I think if you're a bad enough human being to want to do something like this, you will just
you'll
murder
get it
people
one way or the other.
somehow. You'll do it with a car, you'll do it with a knife, you'll do it with a gun if you can get one. At least if you have your own weapon, you can defend your family, for fuck's sake. And I think this is why the Bondi stabbing was very bad too, because I go to the shops. We all go to the mall, the shops, right? And if you don't know what happened there, this guy just walked around indiscriminately just stabbing people. It was horrific.
Can't do that.
Um,
Can't just go around stabbing
But I feel
people.
like just being at the beach, it's such a relaxing place. You're supposed to be there just chilling out. You have those memories walking back to the car through the sand. It's hot. Oh, you know what we should get? We should get an ice block on the way home, whatever. And then there's just fucking some psycho firing at you. It's not the guns. And this is the problem. It's never been the guns. In America, it's not the guns. I will say this, though. I think I'm glad they didn't have automatic weapons. Like, if he had an automatic weapon up there, man, there'd be 100 people dead. I wanted to also talk about the man who was the hero of the day, the man who took the gun off the gunman. He pointed
Yeah,
at
he was a
him,
hero,
said, "Why did
guys.
you shoot him?"
He did well.
Who knows what you're doing?
Now, I may not be looking at
I
the
also
video
wonder-
completely, guys, but I am
Obviously,
listening.
not everyone
And
can
I'm
take
aware of
life,
what's
so
going
that's gotta
on.
be a very, like, who knows what you do? But I also wonder what would have happened to him. Do you think he would have? Do you
How-
think he would have been? He would have been arrested. Do you think he would have been charged? I don't know. Does anyone know the answer to that question? I mean, it's self-defense, no doubt. Or is it self-defense? Once you have the gun, it's not self-defense, right? Fuck, I don't know.
Self-defense.
Anyway, I'm so sorry to all the poor people involved in this. It's absolutely horrific. It should never have happened. And to the Jewish people, I'm sorry that you feel unsafe in your own country. That's horrific. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below.
Now, a few minutes ago, former Treasurer
All
Josh
right, what's
Frydenberg
next?
paid tribute to the victims of the Bondi massacre.
I don't know what this one's about. Ah, this is Sky News. Yeah, this is a 36-minute video. There are going to be days where I do long ones, by the way, because there are going to be videos that are going to be long. Yeah.
A 12-year-old girl.
All right, let's get out of here. I think that's it for him. Now, there is 2 others I want to go through, so I'm going to make them their own videos. So I'll have him as one, them as the other 2, and then we'll probably start fixing. Because we'll be up to date, and which means I'll probably be doing another video like Wednesday or Thursday or somewhere around that time. And that's where we can start keeping up with the news and all that stuff. So this initial one's just the beginning start. So he's done already. Let's see if I can find TJ. As long as he doesn't have super long videos, we should be alright. If I'm correct, he does both, so... Yeah, this dude. So this guy, I've been following him for a while. He goes around Melbourne talking about certain things like this type of thing. I mean, I wish I could watch these, but they're over an hour. I'd rather watch something a bit more. All right, here we go. So something like this. So what he must do what I think I'm doing. Do a stream and cuts out bits and pieces. That's the best way to do things, I think. It's the best way to get views. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to watch his video. Let's see what he's got, though. Let's see. I don't want to watch what the hell? Okay, it's just videos. Alright, starting to put members only stuff. That's pretty cool. So guys, you just joined. We're just talking about things in Melbourne and Australia. So I'm watching this guy named TJ. His official page is right there. TJ official Melbourne. Not very hard to find. He's pretty quick and easy. He's also got Instagram, which I didn't even know. I'll have to add him on my Instagram at some point. But yeah, this is the one I want to watch. It's a bit more shorter. There's a lot of videos he's got, but some of them are really friggin'... Yeah, so I think what we'll do, we'll watch probably that one. And for the time being, I think that's probably it, really. Now, why am I not watching all of them? Because we'll be here forever. If I get too carried away. So he's talking more about what's going on in Melbourne and all that. He's not talking about a lot of the stuff that's actually happened in Australia just itself. This will be something to do down probably next stream to talk about what's going on in Melbourne particularly. Because the plan is when I do these streams, I'm going to be talking what's happening where I live. Then I'm probably going to do Australia as a whole, and then probably drama, and that's be basically the whole thing. So it'll be internet travel as last, Melbourne at the beginning, Australia in the middle. So let's go and watch this dude. I'm going to finish the recording for this video anyway. I should have finished it before, but I forgot all about it. So yeah, my bad, guys. All right, I want to see what he thinks. I did not watch this totally, so I'm gonna.
So today, the 14th of December 2025, it has been one of the saddest days of Australia. If you guys haven't seen the news already, right, I'm not going to even react to it. I'm not going to bother. There's been an attack in Bondi Beach where 10 people are left
Let's
dead.
turn it down
Children,
back to normal
children.
speed.
Okay, which I'm saying children lightly, guys, because that's plural. More than one child is dead.
Yeah, there's a
police
few of
officer
them,
is
if
also
I
dead
remember
as well.
correctly.
You know, so this happened at a Jewish festival, guys, and
I actually like his
what is this
format.
weird
It's
to?
actually quite nice.
And I'm left confused, guys, man, because this can happen to anyone.
Or
We're
anywhere.
approaching Christmas, guys, where families spend time together.
I know.
And
That's the thing
unfortunately,
I'm a
there's
bit
10
worried
people
about.
that will be buried. Yeah, they'll be having funerals.
Yeah, and I've got. Listen, guys, I'm close to a particular family you may or may not know. And they've got like a really. Well, my best friend's child's had a kid, and she's only like, what, 1.5, maybe nearly 2 in a few months. So, yeah, I don't want her living in the world like this where you just can't trust anything. So that's half the reason I do this kind of stuff. They don't know a lot of that because I don't tell them anything why I do certain things and all that. But I think my best friend probably does because she's not an idiot. She knows me pretty well and she's a good, sweet person. So, yeah, that's a part of it. But I also enjoy talking about this type of stuff. Maybe some change can be done. I don't know. Let's go.
And now we have Bondi in a state of shock, sadness, grief, anger. Like what is happening here in Australia? Like you hear this stuff happening in America and that stuff. You know, unfortunately, you know, school shootings and shootings in general are the norm there.
It is
But in Australia,
not normal
I
here.
believe the last time, guys, man, was the Port Arthur massacre.
Yep, 35 people, if I remember.
It's 2025. And I mentioned this on the stream before with Fat, my homeboy Fat. Back in the days, man, racism is a problem, man. And we live in 2025 and we still can't surpass that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if this is an attack on a religion. I don't know. But it just happens to be at a Jewish festival. But at the end of the day, man, the community is not safe. Like now the fear that is instilled in the people, they're just going out to a religious ceremony. It's scary. I mean, Christmas literally is around the corner, right? And you know, people don't go into carols and that stuff. Are there any shootings there because of their Christian beliefs?
Of course not.
What is happening in the world? My prayers and my thoughts go out to the families that lost their lives, man. Even to the community that is broken, Bondi. So much love from Melbourne. I believe there is just so much hatred that's in the air. We live in very, very dark times.
Yes, we
where
are.
Discourse is not allowed, where people choose violence first.
Yeah, no, instead of
reality
talking
is
about
it's
it and
okay to
expressing it with,
disagree.
you know, that, they just go for.
But it shouldn't result in violence ever. As soon as you resort to violence, man, you lost the battle, and you're not a great representative on what you're presenting or on what you're representing. You lost, regardless of what religion, race you are, man. At the end of the day, guys, we all bleed the same color. I grew up, you know, facing racism my whole life.
Yeah, so
especially in
he's.
my early years. But then as I grew up, I thought it was going to disappear, but I feel like it's getting worse again.
I think it is
I'm
getting worse
shocked.
to
I'm
a
still
point,
shocked
but
to
I
my
don't
very, very
think you're
core.
got to worry about it too
And my
much. I
heart
think it's
goes out
more
to you.
Middle Eastern people who've got to worry about it.
Just the people that
And it's
lost their
mostly
loved
because
ones,
some
man.
of the people who
And
do come from over there are not stable, if you know what I mean. Now, I don't go around saying racist anything. I hate saying racist anything, guys. I'm not that type of person. I try to say it in the most respectful way as possible. I mean, because I'm not that type of person. Even though I'm a white person, you're probably thinking it's shocking. But yeah, I don't give a shit about your race. I don't care what color you are. I don't care if you're white, black, brown. Not sure what the Asian color you will call that, but you get the idea. I don't care. You could be green. You could be from Mars, as far as I'm concerned. As long as I can understand you, I'm happy. Or if I
know,
can't, no big deal. I'll
I'm
just
pretty
use
sure
my
their
phone.
families already bought them Christmas presents, and now they'll never be able to open up them Christmas presents at all.
He's right. I mean,
And this is just heartbreaking. It's just heartbreaking. There's so much evil in this world. Them cowards that shot them people, they didn't do anything to them.
oh God.
What did they do? What could they have possibly done
True.
to deserve death? We just live.
I don't think anyone deserves death unless
dark time, guys. So I'm just lost for words, guys, man. But my heart grieves for those out there, for the victims out there,
Yep.
for the fallen ones, and for the community of Sydney, Bondi. May God bless you, and also thank you so much to the hero, to the man that actually
Oh yeah, he did that.
was
Remember the
able
guy we just
to
talked about in the ice
overtake the gunman
battlefield?
and take his gun away, because he saved many more lives. The
Oh yeah,
gunman need to honor his name and just give him.
I'm
a medal
glad.
or something.
Actually, I'm gonna be honest. I'm glad when he did take the gun away, he didn't give in to his anger. So I can tell you now, if I got the weapon off him, I would have not hesitated shooting him. So I'm glad that it was someone who like that, who's a bit more, he knows better. So I would have shot him, and I would have made sure I shot him in like places where it won't, won't die. I'm from, like his legs or arms, make him just suffer a little bit. I would have ended up getting in trouble. I wouldn't care because it'll make me happy. Because he's causing so much pain for everyone else. You just want him to suffer a little bit. Even if he does get better and all that, they should be kicking him out. I don't want to say this being nasty. He should kick his whole family out. Even because you can't have someone like that. If he will do that, you don't know what the family's capable of. Now, I'm not saying the family would do it though. That's the thing. It's the hard part because the family may not do it. They may like Australia and all that, and kicking him out might be a big loss. So maybe instead of just kicking them out straight away, you have to validate them, check them out, make sure they're doing all right, and all that kind of stuff. If they're fine, then just kick the son or the father out, whoever did the crime.
Anyways, guys, man, look, I wish I could deliver some good news, but
Yeah, so he does pretty good, guys. This guy is pretty cool. I like him. As I said, I've watched him for a while. I watch most of his videos, not all of them, but sometimes I go for a while when I have a short attention span. But he's doing a lot of longer videos, which I can't watch all of them because I don't have that time to. Oh yeah, I've watched a few of his videos and he's doing pretty well. So I definitely might watch some of his videos down the track to get him a bit more noticed. Because if you're doing reactions on other people, especially people within your own city, that'd be kind of cool. Anyway, let's move back. Now I'm trying to remember what the other guy was called. Jeez, what I think it was. Let's finish the recording, by the way. Why did it do that? Oh, you stupid system! I think I pushed the wrong button. I did. I pushed the wrong button, guys. I gotta be a bit more careful on that. Yeah, I closed it by accident. God damn it. This is why when I do these videos and I have YouTube open, I do it on my other browser. If I have it on the same browser, I might stuff up. Let's see if I can find him. Yeah, I can't have it on this one. I won't be on this one. I'll be on my main. Oh, I got a new follower. Thank you, guys. I do appreciate that. That's nice. That's good, good, good. Alright, let's watch this one. Okay, I'm going to watch you, and then maybe one more, and then we'll move on to something else completely. I'll put you on the save thingy. Is there anything else really? Oh, this is definitely something I want to watch as well. The Port Method. So this is why. I'm trying to find the other guy, but I can't find him, so I might have to avoid him for the time being. Could be anywhere in my freaking. I got a lot of subscribed channels, so a lot of it's music based, as you can probably see. A bit of drama there too. G. Sure, it's called She Spot, but it could be wrong. Not that type of thing. Okay, it's not the one. Okay, different names. It's called G7. Alright, let's go and watch it. We've got 2 videos we might watch, guys, and then finish up. Because that means it'll be about an hour and a half. An hour and 20 minutes or something. So let's go into my playlist. I think it's under. Watch later. Watch you as your own thing. First, I want to talk to this guy. So let's get watching.
Hi.
So guys, we're watching this dude. This dude's pretty cool. He knows what he's talking about. Chris Bowie, I think he's called. Forgive me if I get his name wrong. Don't like it. At least I'll give him some like. I might give him a comment after we finish the video. We'll see how it goes, guys. We'll put it to speed up a little bit because I only have it normal speed if it's too short. If it's under 5 minutes, yeah, normal. If it's over 5 minutes, I have it at 1.5. I've got a low attention span. Okay, sue me.
My name's Chris, I live in Australia, and let's have a look at a bucket of who knows what Mr. Magoo is throwing over us today.
Today, I'm also announcing that the government will establish a national gun buyback.
This will not help at all. I don't think this will help at all, guys. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think this is going to help our country? This gun buyback BS? I don't think it will.
Scheme to purchase surplus, newly banned and illegal firearms. The largest buyback since the Howard government initiated one in 1996. The terrible events at Bondi show we need to get more guns off our streets. We know that one of these terrorists held a firearm licence and had 6 guns, in spite of living in the middle of Sydney suburbs there at Bonnyrigg.
I mean, that makes really not much of a difference. Even if he had 1 gun, 1 or 2 guns, he would have still done it. I don't think it would have made a big difference. I don't think the guns themselves are the issue. I think it's individuals who holding the guns are the issue. Maybe you got to make our licenses harder, and maybe you got to do more thorough investigations when you're doing licenses. I don't know, but yeah, the guns themselves are not the problem. It's the people.
No reason why someone in that situation needed that many guns. We expect hundreds of thousands of firearms.
Well, I can't stand this dude. This PM is the worst PM in Australia, I think.
On top of the work that was agreed by National Cabinet on Monday. Limiting the number of firearms to be held by any one individual, limiting open-ended firearms licensing and the types of guns that are legal, making Australian citizenship a condition of holding a firearm licence, accelerating work on standing up the National Firearms Register, and allowing the additional use of criminal intelligence to underpin firearms licensing.
Mr. Magoo, look at you go. Now, the morning after the Bondi terror event, I filmed a video, I'm quite upset at the time, and I read through, I had questions at the time, and one of the questions that I had in that video was around how someone who's not a citizen of this country managed to get 6 guns. I want to know why our government is allowing people who have citizenship in another country, a foreign nation, why they're allowing them to come into our country on a temporary visa and buy weapons. I want to know that. So after I released that video, the Australian government's now come forward with all these gun reform laws.
True.
And, you know, I agree with the citizens part that they're talking about there, and I agree with tightening some things up, but I don't think they're going down the right path here. I think they've got things fundamentally wrong. I think
oh, they got it wrong dramatically. It's not fundamentally. Every level they got it wrong.
Regulations around it, but further limiting it, I think that's going to really rile people up. And the biggest question is going to come forward is if they're tightening up what type of guns, people are going to want to know, is my hunting rifle safe? If they come after Australians for their hunting rifles in this country, they want you to hand it back in as part of a buyback because a hunting rifle is no longer illegal under the licensing they're giving you, well, I think you're going to have a lot of people out country not comply. So you've heard what Mr. Magoo and his government thinks. Here's what I would do, though, if I was in charge of gun reform. First, only Australian citizens should be able to get a firearms license and purchase firearms in this country. Secondly, a mandatory buyback for all non-citizens' weapons. They've got to hand all their guns in. A mandatory buyback and their firearms licenses cancelled effective immediately. Any non-citizen who doesn't hand in their guns should have their visa cancelled and be deported. Any non-citizen who turns around and says, oh, I've lost my gun or I've misplaced my gun, well, guess what? Visa cancelled and deported because you're either lying to us, saying that you've lost or misplaced it when you haven't, or you're not fit to be in this country because you're misplacing and losing guns. Next, immediate start and development to a national firearms register. I know the government says, oh yeah, we're working on it, but an immediate start to it. In 1996, it was recommended after the Port Arthur massacre for a national firearms register to be put in place. And it wasn't until 2023 that the government actually got in gear about it. It's almost been 30 years for them to actually start getting a register in place. And even in 2023 on the start, they're estimating that it won't be ready till mid-2028. That's absolute rubbish. So from approval saying 2023, 4.5 years to build a database, to have a front-end interface for it, and then for the 8 states and territories databases, because they're all separate right now, they're all blind to each other. Each state can't see what's going on in each other's state or territory, but they've all got a database. So to be able to pass the data from the databases across into a centralized database, have a front-end interface to it, it does not take 4.5 years. If you get a team of developers in there and you don't block them, they can build this thing 6 months to a year, easy. They can have it all set up, ready to go. But I think what's dragging this process out is the blob of government in Australia. So all your bureaucrats, all your useless government workers who sit around and they just want to review things or ask questions about things, add zero value to the project, blocking projects, stopping the developers from actually doing their work and building things, they're the ones that are dragging it out to 4.5 years. So get rid of the blob, get rid of the bureaucrats, let the developers build this thing, they'll have it done in 6 months to a year. And finally, have ASIO and Australian Federal Police have access into this new centralised database.
I don't know if that's going to really help too much, but it might help a little bit.
Let them be able to see things, but let them be able to check.
I mean, definitely will help a little bit, but I think it's more about the people.
Like, okay, this person's on a watch list. Maybe don't give
there we go. Now he's talking about it.
We're well past the point now of wait and see. Okay, we can't do wait and sees anymore. We can't give them a license and be like, wait and see. Let's see if anything happens. No, we've seen what happens now. And that's the only changes. It should be in Australia. It shouldn't be restricting the type of guns. It shouldn't be doing anything else. Because at the end of the day, guns don't kill people. People kill people.
Yes,
We're letting
exactly.
the wrong people in. We're giving the wrong people these licenses. The terrorist down at Bondi, the
Exactly.
one who had the firearms license.
He's right.
The one who
Okay,
had
now
guns
I'm agreeing
bought
with you.
illegally,
Now I'm on
wasn't even
board.
an Australian citizen. So why should law-abiding Australian citizens, responsible gun owners, be punished because of that vile piece of shit? Further punishing citizens who are licensed firearm owners will not fix the failures in intelligence, early intervention, or enforcement. There's
I
already
mean,
a
he
ban
should have
on
been
fully
shot.
automatic weapons
The
and
police should have shot
semi-automatic
him
weapons
without
and
even
magazines,
thinking
as
about
well
it.
as low-capacity magazines. High-capacity magazines are not allowed in Australia. The magazine sizes over here are already so restricted that there would be American states out there laughing at us, saying, I wouldn't even be able to warm my finger up before having to reload. Looking at America, gun ownership for their citizens is built into their constitution. There is over 500 million guns in America. In America, non-immigrant aliens or visa holders are individuals in the US on temporary visas, such as tourist, student, or work visas. They're generally prohibited from possessing, receiving, or purchasing firearms or ammunition under federal law. When it
That
comes to
makes sense.
non-citizens, America has tighter gun laws than in Australia. At the end of the day, the shooter at Bondi, who had the firearms license, who had the 6 guns, who bought them legally, he was an Indian Muslim and he hated Jews. His son was born in Australia and his son hated Jews. And they went out, as a father-son event, a Jew shooting trip. They were Muslims inspired by Islamic State. They pledged their allegiance to Islamic State. They joined the jihad. And then they went out to Bondi Beach and shot everyone up. It was disgusting. The guns were not the problem. The people were the problem. Guns aside, they had 2 bombs.
These
in the car.
people are
Finishing
problems
gun laws
too.
doesn't stop the bombs. If they didn't have the guns, it would have been bombs, or driving cars into people, or stabbing people. It's the type of people, not the weapons or means that they use. And there are people who are watching this who say that my take of rescinding firearms licenses and taking all the guns back from non-citizens is unfair. And well, guess what? It's supposed to be, because it's not your country. At the end of the day, when you're here on a visa, you have a citizenship to a foreign country. When you're a citizen in a foreign country and you come here on a holiday visa, on a student visa, on a temporary working skill shortage visa to fill in jobs that we need done. At the end of the day, well, are you here to study? Are you here to work? Or are you here to buy guns? We have absolutely no obligation to give citizens of another country guns when they come into Australia.
Oh,
It's absolutely
exactly. I
insane.
agree.
And it's gotten to the point where it is right now. The government needs to pull this blanket of gun censorship away and try to put all the attention and blame across to that. And they need to address that we have a cultural problem in this country. If you erode and destroy national identity and then you preach multiculturalism and you start just jamming different cultures from all around the world into our backyard, and some of these cultures have never got along, have always fought, and will never get along. They will never get along if you keep pushing them all in, cramming them together into this bucket of shit that's becoming our country. Well, you've got a multicultural problem. You have got a culture problem in the country. It's not working. You've got Magoo up there front and center saying diversity is our strength. No, it's not, dickhead. Diversity is not our strength. Unity is our strength. Every Australian is sick of these fuckwits in government just pushing this shit on us. I'm sick of it. Are you sick of it? Are you sick of just having a bucket of shit shoveled down your throat and thrown all over you every single week, it feels like?
Oh, of course everyone is. Okay, guys, that's one of the quick video. I actually thought it'd be longer. So yeah, that's a pretty straightforward. Now I'm going to watch this one, the top one. That's going to be its own video. I was going to go and finish it here, but I really want to watch the top one. You know what? We'll finish it and then we'll watch that one in the next episode. The next beginning of the next stream, guys, we'll go on to that 60-minute one that talks about what the massacre did in Australia in 1996. We'll do that in the beginning of the next episode, which is probably in the middle of the week or so. I don't know when exactly. So yeah, I'm going to finish it up here, guys. I think a good hour or 2 is a good start. Over time, I'll probably do longer ones, depending how the views go and all that kind of stuff. But I want to make sure everything's okay. All my shorts are doing their job. Yep, got a few videos out of it. I got 3 videos out of it. Oh, I thought I got more. Good. 3's okay. But yeah. The only thing I gotta really learn is to work out how I'm going to spread my videos up. Other than that, I'm pretty happy. So like I said, I'll do it like once or twice a week. For this stuff, I'll probably do other video. Maybe once a week I'll do my the other stuff. So it'll be about 2 or 3 streams a week on here. And Minecraft is generally every second day. Generally, not always. Second, third day. And yeah, that's really it. And my main game stuff is basically every day as long as I can do it. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to have a night. I'm going to have to go to the shop, get some food, come back, have lunch, and then get ready for my game streams. I don't know what I'm playing, but we'll see. On that note, guys, cheers. Also, thanks for coming in. I do appreciate it. Yeah, I know you got me.